Tzu Chi volunteers hold a blessing gathering for the fire-affected residents in Portugal. A man who used to be lost in life turns over a new leaf after meeting a Tzu Chi volunteer. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Su. Thank you for joining us. Last year, a large forest fire devastated parts of Portugal, including Tondela. In the aftermath of the fire, Tzu Chi volunteers distributed aid supplies multiple times. A year after the disaster, to calm the residents' minds, they recently held a blessing gathering. Let's join them there. A year after the forest fire, the memories of the disaster is still vivid.
Everything besides the house has been burned down. 3,500 grape trees, woods worth 20,000 to 30,000 euros have been ruined.
I want to thank Tzu Chi. This is a foundation with the goal of helping people. The volunteers are very compassionate. I've come here today hoping to see these kind-hearted people.
To calm the affected residents, Tzu Chi volunteers from 3 European countries and the local volunteers in Portugal have held a small-scale blessing gathering. People have written down their wishes on this wall.
I wrote down that I hope Tzu Chi Foundation and the volunteers are safe. Today I feel happy and satisfied. My wife, who did not want to go out, came here with me. I told her, let's go and see the foundation that brings joy to people. In the future, I will also make donations helping more people in need.
With Tzu Chi's help, I have more courage to face the future and rebuild my home.
As Tzu Chi volunteers bring help here, the fire-affected residents also seeing hope for a better future. Syrian refugees who fled to Jordan have received help from Jordan Tzu Chi volunteers for many years now. After hearing that southern Taiwan suffered from floods in August, these Syrian refugees took the initiative to raise funds. They hoped to reciprocate the love they had received from Taiwan. Moved by the refugees' selfless giving, the Taiwan representative in Jordan also matched their donations.
The footage of the flooding in Taiwan was seen by the Syrian refugees in Jordan.
This is the Taiwan Tzu Chi.
After Tzu Chi volunteer Chen sent the flood-related pictures to the local volunteers in Jordan, a Syrian refugee came forward. Even with his own work injuries, he feels the need to raise funds to help Taiwan's flood survivors.
Tzu Chi from Taiwan has been helping us for many years now. Since Taiwan is suffering from floods, we should do our best to help out because we are all one family.
The many war-torn Syrian refugees who fled to Jordan were badly injured throughout the journey. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers were there to provide much-needed medical assistance, relieving them of one less stressor in a foreign land. The Syrian refugees took part in the fundraising mission enthusiastically. One of the refugee mothers donated her son's wedding gift to help Taiwan.
I heard that Taiwan is suffering from floods, and the affected residents had a very difficult time. Even though the money I have donated is limited, I hope that the little I have shows great compassion.
The part that moved me the most was the fact that these Syrian refugees are willing to contribute their share to help Taiwan flood survivors. Despite their difficult situations, they want to lend a helping hand to Taiwan, showing love and care to the affected residents. It's a rare sight to see nowadays.
On the same day, the representative and his wife also decided to match the donation amount raised by the Syrian refugees. They hope to help the less fortunate people through Tzu Chi's efforts.
Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital arranged an activity for new staff members to care for impoverished people. By visiting a care recipient family and helping them clean their home, these medical professionals learn about the true meaning of compassion.
Before starting their work, new staff members of the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital came to clean up the home of an impoverished household.
When we cleared out the items, there were many small pests. To me, this was the most horrible part.
Medical care is not just about clinical technique, but also requires compassion.
Working in this difficult environment, they'll learn to be compassionate with the patients and their family members.
After witnessing the suffering of people, they have learned to cherish their blessings.
My father is very strict, and I'm afraid of him. However, after seeing the difficult situation of this household, I feel fortunate that my family members are still there and healthy.
4 of the 5 family members are critically ill. The mother, who is currently hospitalized, collected many recyclables and piled them up at home. She always refused Tzu Chi's help to clean up, but this time she finally gave permission to volunteers. The medical staff has walked out of hospital and clinic to care for more people in need.
Rainy season in Myanmar lasts from July to September. Despite the rain, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to build the prefabricated houses for a non-profit meditation center. This time, many local villagers also help out with the construction. Within 4 days, the volunteers completed 2 houses.
Finally, the Bawa Meditation Center in Myanmar takes in many impoverished people, but the buildings are dilapidated. Tzu Chi volunteers decided to build prefabricated houses for them. Malaysia and Myanmar volunteers started the project initially, and now many local villagers also joined to help. Kobobo Zhao lives in Shana Green Village and is from a poor family. He has joined the rice bank activity, and now he wants to help the people in need here.
I'm grateful to put in my efforts to do good deeds. Seeing the residents here, I vowed to be extra caring and show filial piety to my mother to thank her for raising me.
Kosan Thu, who's from the same village, has also gained insights from doing good deeds.
At the meditation center, I've seen many people who are physically challenged and weak, which has taught me how impermanent and painful life could be. It has motivated me to walk the Tzu Chi path, to do good deeds and take care of my parents while I am able to.
Huang Junyuan used to be lost in life. His son suffers from mental illnesses, and his wife, due to taking care of him, fell into a deep depression herself. Therefore, Huang started to drink, smoke, and gamble his life away. It wasn't until he met a Tzu Chi volunteer that his life turned around for the better. He became Tzu Chi's care recipient and quit his bad habits over the years. Now he's an active recycling volunteer and can be counted on. What a complete 180 transformation in only 2 years' time.
就是每天喝酒啊，喝酒沉醉自己这样子啊，喝酒是我唯一的希望啊。
I used to never take work seriously. I would smoke and drink all the time while I was working. Not anymore though. I used to start drinking immediately when I got to work. I used to have hiding space for all my alcohol. It was here and no one would check on me. My boss would never come over either. I used to put it all here: alcohol, cigarettes, energy drinks, like Taiwanese vodka and or beer. Now it's all gone. Only a pack of chewing gum is left.
这些阿员给他准备的，他每次来都会帮我准备那个保特瓶，还有摇药水。感恩你哦，大家拢给他传扣啊！哦，我来看有水哦哈。他看到我就说，你是慈济吗？师兄哦，对啊，他这个因缘就是说他阿嬷是环保志工啊，就是这样的因缘哈，他就愿意说当我们的会员，一个月就200块，100是他儿子，100是他来收这个7月份的那个房贷款，这6个月收起，是他们。
I feel like he's someone that turned my life around for the better. He introduced me into the Tzu Chi family and has helped me a lot. Tzu Chi has helped us a lot financially, and I'm a care recipient of the foundation.
我也是慈济的关怀户啊。
At that time, I would listen to the Buddhist teachings in the mornings. When I heard Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teachings and explanation of the Dharma, my whole heart softened. I was very still, very calm. I saw the Tzu Chi volunteers day in and day out, sweating while sorting all the recyclables. No matter rain or shine, they would be there. It really inspired me to do the same thing. Once I got into it, it really stuck with me. I was instantly hooked. I'm very different than before. I was completely lost before. I would be all over the place, looking for friends, go drinking or gambling my life away. No more now. None of my old friends want to hang out with me anymore. They all said that I've changed too much. They don't want anything to do with me. It's good. Guess I want nothing to do with them neither. I tried to persuade them to change, but they are in too deep. That's their business, not mine anymore. Now I have to take care of myself, my own well-being first.
These past 2 years have really been a giant transformation for him. Now he takes work seriously and can be counted on. The Tzu Chi volunteers care about him very much, have always been there for him. They let him change at his own pace and are very patient with him. I believe the greatest achievement and credit goes to the Tzu Chi volunteers who accompanied him through all of this.
慈济人最大功劳。
好了，讲什么说什么？
佛法。谢谢。
不然。
再见。
I'm working with a joyful heart. No matter the challenges that come my way, I got this.
The donation of stem cells has spread from Taiwan to the outlying islands. More and more Penghu residents are getting involved in this type of donations. Today we visit someone in Penghu who made a stem cell donation.
慈悲救命大恩人，谢谢你。
When the recipient and the donor see each other, there's an unspeakable gratitude in their hearts. Penghu resident Wu Sengchuan, 6 years after a donation, met his recipient. It was a touching moment as Ms. Teng brought flowers.
I'm really grateful. I thank Tzu Chi. Without this group, I would never be paired with the recipient. She would never meet me either, and would not have a chance to recover.
More than 30 years ago, Wu Sengchuan retired from military service and returned to Penghu. He took a blood test, which was part of Tzu Chi's stem cell donation drive. He never thought that this 1 in 10,000 chance would occur a few years later.
His gout was very serious and he couldn't pass the final health check. But when it came to donation, he passed very smoothly. Of course, he was very happy.
When I wanted to donate, this knee couldn't even bend like this. But when you do something good, illness will disappear or lessen.
Doing good deeds, no matter small or big, is part of Wu's daily life. He promotes Tzu Chi's charitable works and volunteers at a temple in Huxi Township. He also promotes stem cells as a means of saving people. In Ma Gong, a 76-year-old temple volunteer, Bao Lin Bei, is another moving story.
I make tea and clean the temple and mop the floor.
During the interview, we found that many of the people visiting the temple aren't worshiping, but dropping off their recycling. After taking the recycling, this woman will use free time to sort recyclable goods.
I'm here in front of the temple for more than 10 years. Our residents know they can bring their recycling here. The neighbor opposite us and the person responsible for the temple said that I wasn't looking after the temple. They said I was just doing recycling. I said this is not true. I asked others to help me when I'm doing recycling.
At first, she was hurt by these comments, but then she felt better, and she remained committed to this cause day and night. After getting home, she drinks a sip of tea and then goes out.
I'm going out to do recycling. No, I didn't have dinner, but we'll do that when I come back.
This lone individual drags her cart on the streets to take unwanted recycling from stores. She smiles and collects each pile in front of the stores. She suffers from high blood pressure and heart disease as her health is not very good.
It's painful when I get sick. When my heart feels tight, I take medicine and drink water quickly. I've been doing recycling for a long time. I feel better now and less asthmatic. Before, I used to have trouble breathing.
When she gets home, it is about 10 o'clock when she starts preparing her dinner. She smiles when asked if she is hungry.
I don't feel hungry when doing recycling.
Another Penghu resident who does good works is Li Yufeng.
I didn't smile before. Now I often find myself laughing.
It's hard to imagine that this woman once suffered from severe depression.
She took care of our father and mother at home. After my parents passed away, this caused her to develop schizophrenia.
When her parents died of illness, Li Yufeng was depressed. She, along with her brother, who was disabled in a car accident, lived together. The brother and sister squabbled a lot. Fortunately, Tzu Chi helped them.
She sometimes is depressed about things. Things like when her brother had the poor health condition, he may blame others, so her team just wants to encourage her.
Volunteers try to cheer them up and also hope that Li Yufeng can find a job.
I said, don't be afraid, let's do recycling. She has a good personality and she said yes.
Coming to this recycling station makes me happy. Now the days pass faster.
This is Magong's Beijing recycling station, the largest in Penghu. It used to be the home of a recycling volunteer who donated it more than 10 years ago.
From a home to a recycling station, this area is now a place where you can frequently find Li Yufeng.
I'm doing recycling. I know that bottles can be divided into 3 categories. This is a PET bottle, which is transparent, and this is another type of bottle.
She is now like a teacher as Li Yufeng has found a great deal of confidence in her life. She has passed out of her depression and has found both a purpose and joy in life.
It's not uncommon for people to have objects in their homes that hold important meanings to them. However, what is the difference between an innocent interaction and a diagnosis of an obsessive-compulsive disorder? Let's take a look at an actual case in our report.
我每天都要抱着的就是它。我5岁的时候收到的礼物的时候是左边这种白，经过了30年，然后我都不洗它，都不洗它，都不洗它，不洗它。
The quilt has been used for more than 30 years now. There isn't a spot that is in good condition.
后来就是补啊。 而且我还说，如果哪天家里发生火灾的话，我就是什么都不要带，我只要抱它出去就是可以。
Alan is a very independent and fashionable woman in the eyes of her friends. She even went abroad to study. However, her intense attachment to her childhood blanket is difficult for both her family and friends to comprehend.
对，它的味道。
When I wasn't paying attention, my mom washed it. I threw a giant fit. I screamed that this cannot be washed.
You have been hugging it. Your saliva is all over it. Every little thing is on it. It's been over 30 years already.
Over a quilt, a conflict was started with the family. Without it, it's impossible to fall asleep.
强迫症都有一点。
We generally said as OCDs, I must do this task in order for me to feel at ease. If I don't do it, I will feel like I'm having an anxiety attack.
我就是闻着它就会有一种安全感。
Everyone needs a sense of security, especially during childhood. If there are changes in parenting styles or the environment, the child needs something that's tangible in order for them to feel safe.
For children over the age of 6, if when parting ways, regular temper tantrums happen for over a month's time, it's considered to be separation anxiety disorder.
As one gets older, the majority of people's sense of security will gradually start to be internalized.
If you are in a public place and you are an adult, but you feel very anxious to the point where if you do not have your specific objects to calm you down and be comforted, then that's a problem.
Repeated, meaningless, frustrating actions, such as hoarding habits, that affects the health of others, these behaviors require professional treatment. If it's just an item that you prefer to have in private and it does not affect those around you, then all you need to do is pay attention to controlling your emotions. The latter is not an illness.
One must be observant of the reasons why the individual must have a certain object to help them adjust their emotions.
She's already had this for 30 years. I've only known her for 5, so just let it be, I guess.
When trying to resolve an issue, always be respectful of the other person. Try to think of it as their side of innocence.
As the Tzu Chi Seattle branch celebrates its 25th anniversary, its new office also officially opened. The local government has recognized the hard work that Tzu Chi volunteers have put into the community. Therefore, the King County Executive announced that the grand opening of the new office, September 9th, is the Tzu Chi Foundation's Seattle Branch Day.
The opening of this branch at this specific time has so many special meanings.
Tzu Chi Seattle branch has officially opened. The doors will always be open to the public, inviting all to do good deeds together.
I hope that this branch can be the main force in letting more people know about what Tzu Chi is doing and can come into direct contact with Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teachings.
Seattle Tzu Chi volunteers have been hard at work for 25 years already.
Executive of King County do hereby proclaim September 9th, 2018 to be the CG Foundation Seattle Branch Day in King County.
Have your new home here. This means that you're setting roots in our community.
The initial motivation and missions have not changed, only the responsibilities have increased.
Tzu Chi Johor Bahru branch in Malaysia is about to put on a sutra adaptation performance. Despite having to memorize complex lines and moves, the elderly on-stage volunteers overcome the challenges by rehearsing diligently. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.